Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Bob Hoover Memorial Livestream details announced. Great white sharks are monitored from the air. Australian drone operator draws a fine. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's November 15th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Robert A. Bob Hoover, who passed away on October 25th, has long been held by virtually everyone in the aviation world as a pilot's pilot and so much more. We at ANN are honored to participate in the memorial celebration being held for Bob at the end of this week, and we look forward to bringing the event to you through a live webcast. Here are some of the details. The Bob Hoover Memorial Celebration is scheduled for the afternoon of Friday, November 18th from 2 to 4 o'clock Pacific Time. Aero News Network will bring the aviation community around the world a live webcast from the event site at Clay Lacy Aviation in Van Nuys, California. The primary online viewing portal may be accessed through www.letbobfly.net/live from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock Pacific Time. Our broadcast is beginning 1 hour before the actual memorial celebration to allow preliminary interviews and discussions about the life of Bob Hoover. The celebration of life honoring Bob will be hosted by Masters of Ceremony Sean D. Tucker and Danny Clisham. ANN Clay Lacy, Sean Tucker, Danny Clisham, and many other persons and organizations are donating their services to commemorate a unique man whose impact on the aviation community will never be forgotten. Is it safe to go in the water? Maybe yes or maybe no, but OSearch is out there to save the sharks with the help of air surveillance provided by Aurora. Aurora recently partnered with OSearch, a marine conservation organization, to provide aerial support in locating and tracking great white sharks off the coast of Nantucket, Massachusetts. Aurora's Centaur, optionally piloted DA-42 aircraft, flew above the expedition area to help scientists aboard OSearch's ship target, identify, and track the location of the sharks. Centaur scanned the mission area with an infrared sensor to pick up heat signatures and movements in the waters below. Aurora Chairman and CEO John Langford said, "The expedition allowed us to demonstrate the technological and operational capabilities of Centaur, and more importantly, the value and benefits of utilizing optionally piloted aircraft for a variety of missions, which now includes maritime." OSearch founder Chris Fisher said in part, "They are a socially innovative company that is helping us learn faster so we can create an abundant future for generations of sharks to come." After the break, lunch can become expensive when a drone is involved.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
The Bristol Light Sport aircraft is what you are looking for. The Bristol is wider than a Cirrus, faster than a Skyhawk, offers more storage than a Husky, and comes standard with Garmin avionics. So what are you waiting for? Visit Bristol.com to find out how you can get into a Bristol today.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Explore no limits flying in the FAA-certified Sea Ray Amphibious LSA, one of the top 3 best-selling LSAs in the U.S. Progressive Aerodyne Sea Ray comes equipped with a Rotax engine and exhibits extraordinary handling on land, water, and in the air. Check it out at www.searay.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero TV, or a podcast or a website, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. An Australian man is facing a hefty fine after flying his drone to a hardware store with a request for lunch. Bunnings Warehouse is the home improvement chain in Australia that regularly participates in what Australians call sausage sizzles, in which money collected for a sausage is donated to a local charity. The Australian tech website EFTM reports that the man placed a note in a bag with a $10 bill and flew it to the nearest Bunnings Warehouse about 1.25 miles away. The note said, "Please buy a snag, that's Australian for sausage, and put in the bag, here's $10. But like the United States, Australia has some pretty strict rules about flying drones around populated areas. The drone operator reportedly faces a fine of nearly $7,000 for his attempted lunch delivery. The sausage sizzles are a beloved Australian pastime, so of course social media blew up and is supporting the drone pilot. Every Tuesday, we look ahead at some of the more interesting events in the aviation universe. Here's this week's Aero Calendar. While we covered the first event as our lead story, we feel it's worth another mention in the Aero Calendar segment. November 18th marks the memorial service being held at Clay Lacy Aviation on Van Nuys Airport for our friend, Bob Hoover. For those that can attend, all are welcome. For those that can't, we will be webcasting live as the event takes place. The Arizona Aircraft Expo is being held in Scottsdale, Arizona on November 18th and 19th. It's taking place on the Scottsdale Airport at Ross Aviation, where Arizona's leading aircraft dealers are working to create the 9th year of this event. You see the latest models of general aviation aircraft on display, with everything from Cub crafters to the latest corporate jets being presented. Open Hangar Day at the new Smirnoff, Florida Municipal Airport takes place on November 19th. You'll see the action at America Aero Service when the Collins Foundation shows up with some of the World War II aircraft. The display may include a B-17, B-24, B-25, and P-51 Mustang. Admission is free, but they ask that you please bring a pet food donation for the Southeast Volusia Humane Society. If you're interested in actually flying in a World War II B-17 bomber, on November 18th you'll find the opportunity available at Lubbock International Airport in Lubbock, Texas. EAA is offering historic flight experiences in this beautifully restored B-17G Flying Fortress aluminum overcast. You can actually fly a mission back in time and feel the might of this magnificent machine, just as those brave young men did more than 60 years ago. After these messages, Ross Aviation takes over the Air Flight FBO at Long Beach, California.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics Personal Jet Kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying. It's time to put your money where your bucket list is. Learn more at sonicsaircraft.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Ross Aviation has successfully completed the purchase of the Air Flight FBO located at the Long Beach Airport in Long Beach, California. Jeff Ross, the CEO of Ross Aviation, said, "This is an excellent addition to our growing chain of FBOs." Alpha Pilot Academy and Air Associates will license their Pilot Quick Start program to flight schools. Pilot Quick Start is an experimental flight training program which was introduced at the Redbird migration that is goal-oriented and self-contained. The FAA has created a Caribbean initiative to increase airport safety and certification in the region. Air traffic in the Caribbean is expected to grow as much as 5 to 6% over the next 2 decades. According to a report, voters in the city of Burbank, California, approved a measure to build a new terminal at the Bob Hope Hollywood Burbank Airport. The new facility would be a 14-gate terminal, with its exact position on the airport yet to be determined. Lufthansa and CFM International are celebrating the achievement of 100,000 flight hours by one of the airline's CFM 56-5C engines. It's been more than 20 years since Lufthansa took delivery of their first aircraft equipped with this engine. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's get back to the rest of the news. A European regional air carrier by the name of Flybe is being slowed from expanding its routes because of a shortage of qualified pilots, according to a report from Buying Business Travel. It's reported that the carrier recently started flying from London City to Dusseldorf, Germany. But they say that competition for pilots from other airlines is making expanding its network challenging. In a statement, the airline said, with the current market capacity growth, shortages of trained pilots are emerging that put further strain on Flybe's ability to grow the route network. In earlier reports on ANN, we have also noted cases where some U.S.-based air carriers are also being hampered by the shortage of experienced pilots. This has led some U.S. carriers to develop innovative training programs and to raise the pay of new hire pilots. Somewhere in the pilot shortage situation lies an unresolved opportunity for innovation in pilot training programs. We'll report on this when we see it. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited stream daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Keep flying. We'll see you tomorrow.